What's going on, guys? One, love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night, Tatsuro versus Park. It was Tatsuro versus Alabazi, but Alabazi fell off the card at the last minute, dude. How you gonna fall off a How you gonna fall off a main card at the last minute, man? It doesn't look good. It's not a good look, man. You know what I mean? I had Tatsuro winning though over Alabazi. You know, I just feel Tatsuro is more well-rounded, and with Alabazi, he had some issues with his heart or something like that. Something wasn't right, and from his last performance, it showed too. So, but dropping off at the last minute is not a good look. May not get that opportunity again. When opportunity comes up, gotta jump on it, man. God, that could be your last. You know what I mean? 12 fights on this card here, guys. We're gonna knock this out real fast, but accurately. 6 p.m. card Eastern. Back to the Apex. So smaller cage, so that could favor wrestlers. Also could favor the knockout artist though, because in closer distance, quicker, not enough room for you to move around in. So before I get started though, guys, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel. Also check out my Patreon account for my face-up prediction and prop plays. You can also donate to my PayPal account. Also check out my link down below, Wayne Gitchy. I just drop a podcast interview. It's not that long, maybe like 40 minutes long. You guys can check that out and leave a comment and leave some thumbs up. Again, if you want to know more about health and fitness, live a more healthier lifestyle, more natural, towards a plant-based or raw food or veganism, you can check out Wayne Gitchy, okay? So that's it right there, guys. 12 fights on the card. We had a couple of changes here. Like I said, the main fight in the card, Alabazi fell off. That's crazy, man. And we had a couple of other changes here. I believe, who was it? Austin Bashi. He was supposed to be Francis Marshall. Marshall fell off the card. Also, we have a lot of changes here. Phil Bonds was supposed to be Andrew Lima. Now we got Rafael Estevam, who is a pretty good fighter. So we'll flow through this real quick here, guys. First fighter, we got P-Rod. I don't know if that works. I know they got D-Rod and C-Rod. P-Rod. I mean, I think that can flow, right? I mean, let me know down in the comment box if you think that's, saying P-Rod, if it fits. So we got P-Rod versus Captain Soja. With P-Rod here, P-Rod is... When I saw her fight, a couple times, what I see was a good prospect, which I feel she still is. She lost to Irene Carnelozzi, but that was like it was like a headbutt she did, but they say it was intentional, so it's like a disqualification kind of vibe. Loss. Gillian Roberts, she got an armbar. I mean, you can get caught in a submission, but overall, I still feel that she's a skill MMA fighter or martial artist or fighter, right? Very well rounded. She's scrappy, and that's what I like about her. She will mix it up and go towards your weakness, which she's pretty good on the takedowns. And her striking is not bad, but when push comes to shove, and if she feels like she's not really hanging with you with the striking, she will grind, and that's what I like about her. Her opponent her, Soja, Caitlin Soja. She's not bad, heavy with the strikes, kicking game on her. But the thing about her, she can get taken down, and I see that a lot. And she can also get submitted. And against P-Rod, that's not a good look to have, because P-Rod will grind for the takedown, especially when she's maybe getting out strike. She will kind of mix it up and then go for double single legs, and she's pretty good at it. But again, a woman fight, like we always say, it could go either way, guys. So I'm not confident in this play here. And like I said, I'm not super high on P-Rod, but I like her as a prospect. I think she's a pretty good fighter. So I'm gonna go with P-Rod. I'm gonna say P-Rod by decision, guys, but I'm not confident. 50-50. Next fighter, we got Philippe Bonds versus Rafael Estevam. Philippe here. Rangy guy, we look for takedowns, look for the submission. I think submission is more his thing though. But he will strike with you. The striking is kind of rangy. I mean, he's not bad, but he will gas out. The guy is skilled though. I mean, he's not, he's not like a can or nothing like that. The guy's a pretty skilled guy, right? Like I said, he will look for the submission on you. Against Rafael Estevam though, Rafael is on short notice for this fight, but Rafael, in my opinion, I'm not super high on him, but I'm high on him, and I feel like he's a good prospect. But he did do a surgery though, like something was wrong with him. I forgot what it was though. Like he was ill or something. And like you see from here, from 2024, it was out. He didn't fight for a good year. So I'm not sure what was wrong with him, but he did do a surgery. And when he came against Jesus Aguilera, he just didn't look that good, man. I mean, he won the fight, but like he was getting tired. And usually when I watch his fights, he's a guy with good gas tank. And against Aguilera, he's looking kind of gassed out. So this is a fight where I'll be careful with, especially on short notice. But I like Rafael as a good prospect, and this guy will mix it up. His takedowns are elusive. He scrambles well. His gas tank, from what I used to see, was great. But against Jesus, look like he was getting tired, kind of back up against the cage, kind of getting touched up a little bit. I'll be careful with this one here. I like Rafael. I'm going to go for him to win. But short notice, and like I said, he had some kind of injury or surgery done on him, in a year, but I forgot what it was though. But I must say Rafael by decision, but it's 50-50. I'm not confident because I could see Philippe actually pulling off a win here, guys. So I'll be careful with this one, all right? Did I miss a fight here, guys? Hold on there. Did I skip a fight? Oh, they moved Austin Bashi? Okay, they put Austin Bashi as number 3 though. See, they switch up the orders, man. Okay, Austin, next fighter, guys. We got, okay, so Philippe Buns by decision, guys. Next fighter, we got Austin, not Philippe Buns by decision. I mean, Rafael Estevam, guys, by decision. But I feel this one could be a close one. So that's why I was saying Philippe. So Philippe possibly could win, because like I said, with Rafael, like I said before, had some kind of surgery done to him and just didn't look good in it. I felt like he didn't look as dominant like he did in his other fights, against Aguilera. But I'm going to go for Rafael by decision, but not confident. Next fight, we got Austin Bashi versus John Yanis. Austin Bashi here, man, crafty wrestler, will push a high pace. He's a prospect in a kind of way, didn't look too good against C-Rod. C-Rod is more experienced though, you know what I mean? So it's one of those fights where Austin Bashi is still a young cat. The guy's like 23 years old. Against C-Rod, pretty much dominated him by a unanimous decision. That was his debut, The kid is, he has potential. He has room to grow, and that's the thing, Being a young cat, he got room to grow. He been working with some good training partners that I saw. I believe he's working with, who was it? What's the guy name again? I forgot the dude's name he's working with. I forgot who he's working with. He was working with a couple of the, the top level guys. I forgot the name of them though. I might as well just freaking take. Since I mentioned it, man. Now I have to show you guys. I mentioned it. I'm like, oh, I can't remember. Who did he train with? He was training with he's putting in some work though, man. Yeah, he's over here training with freaking, what's his name? With Diego Lopes, So he's over there with that camp, training with Diego Lopes and the rest of them, man. So he's like putting in the work. So that was in March. So he's putting in the work. He's training with them. So yeah, he's trying to get better. He's working with other people and trying to get better. Trying to get better at the game. I guess opponent here, John though. John is actually a short note. Is John a short notice? I believe he is. John is yeah, John is a short note. It's supposed to be Francis Marshall. John Yanis, from what I've seen, he strikes. We look for the KO, TKO, but he can get submitted. He can get taken down. Seems to have a heavy hand. He's a kid that would come in there and like just plant his foot and like take your head off. So Bashi got to be careful with this guy. But his takedown defense, from what I've seen, is not that great. So I'm going to push towards Austin here. I'm going to say, especially on short notes, I'm going to say Austin get a submission in the second round. But it's 50-50 though. Like I said, I know Austin is a prospect, but I don't know, man. I think he still needs some more work. But his wrestling is pretty strong. He's pretty dominant, especially against John, that's kind of making his debut on short notice, I'm going to say Austin by submission second round, guys, but not confident. Next fighter, we got Nick Klein versus Andre Pukulev. They moved these fights around, dude, a lot. Oh man, they moved this fight around a lot, man. So it's the number 4. Okay, so Nick here is more. He wants to groan. He wants to jump on your back. He wants to get the submission on you. Very unorthodox with the striking. Kind of hittable at time. We'll also gas out. It looks like more like a first round finisher. Went to third round here, but it seems like mostly, even as amateurs, like mostly like all first round finishes. Went to 5 rounds here. Went to the decision here. Probably a 3-round fight. His opponent here though, Andre wants to strike, rangy guy. He will mix it up, but he can get taken down. You can back him up, but he's rangy and he will let the hands go and everything like that. But this fight is one of them fights where I feel like Nick could probably jump on this guy's back and get his neck. I feel Nick is very crafty. And I feel with Andre, he does strike, but he doesn't keep up a high pace. And that's going to be an issue. And what I see Nick did to Abdul Malik, he almost finished Malik in that fight. Yep. That's just, Malik is very athletic, and pretty durable, but he did catch him with a spinning elbow and almost finished him in that first. He actually jumped on his back too. So he knocked him down and then hurt him and then went in his back, which that's what Nick does. But I'm going to go with Nick here. I'm going to say Nick by submission in the first round, guys, but I'm not confident. Because Andre is rangy and does fire that body kick. He will mix up the punches with the kicks on you, But I don't know. There's something about Andre that I just feel like you can control him. Because he doesn't put up a high pace. You can control him. You can possibly get him down. There's like certain things I see about him. Right? So I'm going to go with Nick. I'm going to say Nick by submission first round. Next fighter, we got Rodolfo Vieira versus Tristan Gore. This one is an interesting one. Tristan Gore, Vieira here, BJJ black belts, world champion. This guy's pretty good on the ground. Improved a lot on his striking. Will push a high pace on you. His fight against Petreski, I felt Vera kind of had that fight. I think he got robbed in that fight. But at times, Vera looked like he wasn't really pushing a high pace. He wasn't really pushing a pace. So I think in this fight, he's going to push more of a pace. Gore, on the other hand, Gore is one of those guys where he was supposed to be like this heavy striker, knockout power, everything, but he only has 1 by knockout. He has more wins by submission. I believe he has 3 by submission. So he's just been getting a lot of guillotine chokes, right? And he lost against Marco Tulo. When it feel like, he can't connect with his strikes, then he will just go towards or gravitate towards the ground. But striking is supposed to be his thing, but I don't know, man. This fight is a tough one to choose because I feel like he can go either way, but he got finished in his last fight. He got knocked out bad in that fight. Yeah, man. Like I said, the guys coming off for knockouts, it's difficult to go pick them, especially when they get knocked out like we saw from the last fight, from the last card there. I believe it was who got knocked out? It was Nikita got knocked out in his other fight, in his other fight that he had, and then he come to this fight like probably 5 months off, and then he got knocked out again. Pretty much similar way. He just darts in and get caught. So this fight here is a tricky one here, but I just feel with Gore is like his striking is not what they say it is, and he doesn't look like he say it is. He has some power, but he's not like a knockout artist like that. He's more pushing more submissions. And against Vera is deadly on the ground, dude. So I'm gonna go with Vera here, guys. I'm gonna say Vera by submission in the second round, and also Gore will slow down. But that's when you apply a lot of pressure to him. I don't know if Vera gonna apply that pressure on him. But it's a fight where it's a toss-up though, because Gore could win. But I must say Vera by submission second round, guys. I'm not confident in this one at all. Next fight here, guys. We got they changed the order of these fights a lot. We got Rinya Nakamura versus Nathan Fletcher. Nakamura trained at the ATT now, wrestling base, prospect. It was a guy that's pretty good on the ground, man. He's a good wrestler, but in his last fight against Mune Gostorov, he didn't even use no wrestling in that fight. Fighting a guy in Mune who's pretty good at striking. Nakamura can strike a little bit, but his thing is wrestling. He ain't even go for takedowns in that fight. It doesn't even make any sense. It's like the guy is always striking you. You would figure, but he's at ATT now, so I guess they will blend him. They will help him to blend his techniques and set up for the takedowns a little better, which he has it already. But they're probably gonna sharpen up a little bit. With Nathan here, will look to wrestle too, but slows down in later rounds. Has some striking on him, but he's more want to go to the ground. Lost against Logren, I think that's how you pronounce that, or Colin Logren. But he lost against that fight by split. This fight here, man, I feel Nakamura should go for takedowns, but he has to be careful because Nathan, will look for submissions. I'm going to go with Nakamura. I'm going to say Nakamura by decision, guys, but it's 50-50. These Apex cards here, man, sometimes it's toss-up, guys. A lot of these guys a lot of them is prospects, but they're not that tested, but they're prospects in that kind of way. But it's sometimes difficult to choose. Next fight, we got Daniel Silva versus Kevin Vallejos. Let's see here, guys. Silva here wants to strike. Want the box in the pocket. Hands don't look too bad. Can get wild at times, especially in the pocket. Can get taken down. Mentally, in that kind of way, I feel like he breaks under pressure. He can break. Against Lucas Amedia, he was kind of breaking that third rounds. Against Josh Culabella, who's no more in the UFC, he was kind of breaking too. I don't know if Lucas is even in the UFC anymore either. He's probably not. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, man, Kevin. His opponent here, Kevin is a finisher. Kevin will mix it up. Kevin is like raw, straight up in there, reduced takedowns, aggressive, pack power. Got mentally strong, man. His fight against in the contender series against freaking Lord Gene Silva. That fight was a battle, and he went to Samurai fight, pulled off 2 more fights by finishes and submissions, and contender series again against Kiam and won a fight there, and a good fight against Wu Chong, which Wu Cho is a very experienced guy, and he pulled off a finish in the first round. What I see from Silva, I feel Silva breaks under pressure, so I have to go with Kevin. I'm gonna say Kevin by TKO, guys, in the second round. All right. Next fight here, guys, we have Neil Magny versus Elizeu Zaleski. Capoeira. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Capoeira, Macaú. Magny, I feel is on a decline. He can still pull off fights, but he's not as durable like he used to be. And against a guy like Zaleski can strike, dude. And Zaleski's going to put it on him. He's going to put the kicks on him, put the punches on him. I just feel more confident in picking Zaleski here over Neil Magny, dude. And like I said, Neil Magny would tie you up, make it a dirty fight, and try to pull you to the ground. But Zaleski is pretty well rounded everywhere, dude. And Zaleski is not like Chetty, you know what I'm saying? Chetty is a little more athletic. Chetty is a little bit more seasoned striker, more durable. You know what I mean? So I have to go with Zaleski in this one. I said Zaleski by TKO, guys, in the second round. All right? That was a quick one there, yeah? That's a pretty quick one there, guys. Next fight here, we got Karol Rosa versus Nora Carnarol. Rosa here, well-rounded, will look to strike, BJJ black belt, but she can get taken down though, man. And spends a lot of time on her back and just let the rounds run out. She will sometimes even freeze on the foot and just don't put out enough volume, man. Like she just kind of stare at you, move around, but not do much. Sometimes she's on and off. You just don't know when she's on, you know. Against Nora mix it up. You know, wants to strike, puts pressure on you, but Nora will gas out. And there's just things about Nora that I see is that she can take her down, she will gas out, you can back her up, and she just like, I don't know, she'll just fumble the ball. She fumble everything and just like footwork, everything just kind of slow down and just become hittable, taken down, and just, you know. I was kind of going for Nora, but was watching more of a fight. I'm like, man, Rosa must can beat Nora, dude. Rosa must can beat this girl. So I'm going to go towards Rosa. I'm going to say Rosa by decision, but against a woman fight. So we know how that goes, man. She can go anywhere. But Rosa by decision, guys. Next fighter, we got Esteban Ribovics versus Elvis Brenner. Ribovics here, man. Skilled dude, man. Well-rounded striking. Very durable dude, man. His fight against Nazrat, man. You could have gave that to Ribovics, dude. Could have went either way, in my opinion, but I think Ribovics had that fight. I mean, Ribovics is a dog, man, and he can strike. He's well-rounded. His technique's pretty good. The guy is game, man. Against Elvis is game too. Gonna come forward of a shoot boxing camp there. Diego Lima, well-rounded, you know. But I feel Elvis, once you start to apply that pressure on him, and you can push a little harder and go a little, you know, more pressure up, you know, and just push. I feel Elvis sometimes will break, you know, and I feel Ribovics has that to push that high pace and keep coming forward, man. So I'm going to go Ribovics. I'm going to say Ribovics by decision, but it's 50-50, guys. All right. Next fight here, guys. We got Chris Duncan versus Matches Rebecki. Chris, or the ATT, Chris been looking good lately. 5-inch reach on him, 3-inch height, which is massive. His striking has gotten better, more known for the wrestling. You look for the submission on you, but this guy been looking good, and people count him out a lot. You know, people thought that Jordan would have beat him. You know, I mean, went in there and guillotine Jordan. Same thing with Uke. You know, with Rebecki or Rebek. Rebek is well-rounded guy. Kind of a dude that will push a pressure on you and come forward. Kind of aggressive. Swings wild. Swings with, you know, heavy, deadly intentions. Look for the takedown on you too. Wrestling is not bad, but he will get tired. This fight is kind of tricky, man. I feel the reach from Chris and the height could give Rebecki problem. You know, but again, with Rebecki, this guy's a dog. He will come in there and then put it on you and try to take your head off. But I don't know. I just feel like Chris, man. I feel Chris can get this win. I feel Chris can get a decision in this one, man. I'll push towards Chris. I said Chris by decision, guys, 50-50 though, because like I said, with Rebecca, that guy will push a high pace though, and he will hang in there, especially what he did against Orabai. You know, when that's a fight where could have went anywhere. You know, Orabai could have got that, but he hang in there. I thought that he was out, but he came back and he got a split decision, which his fight could have went anywhere. So it shows that he has a heart and he has. You know, he has a will to come back in the fights. But I just feel like Chris have this one, man. So I'm going to go Chris. I'm going to say Chris by decision, guys, 50-50. Main fight in the card, we got Tatsuro Taira versus Hong Sung Park. This could be a close fight, man, because Park is pretty good. Park is a good prospect, man. A guy like Taira is very skilled, dude. The guy is very experienced. Ground game is good, striking is good. It's hard to see like any weakness in him. This fight against Brandon Roval, that could have went either way. I feel Taira could have had that too. Hudson Park, short notice for him, supposed to be Alabazi. This guy is also skilled. His skill is striking. Ground not too bad. So this is actually a good matchup here. But I have to go with Taira, man. That's for Taira is just like experience. You know what I mean? And when you see guys are skilled like this, you gotta go towards experience after that, because it's just difficult for me to pick to pick Park. Yeah, Park could win, but I got it. Taira is pretty good fighter, man. Not just by like who he has fought, but he's also a good fighter, and also who he has fought. He shows experience. So I'll go with Taira. I said Taira by decision, guys, but it's 50-50 for me. Quick look at the odds here, guys. See what we're working with. Quick look at the odds, man. Crazy odds. Crazy odds. Yeah, man, we got Abazi. Well, Abazi in that fight is out. Caitlin Soja. We got Piera at 215. When it comes to women fights, guys, it's even for me, man. Even though, I like Piera, but it's even for me, man, because Soja could win. But I feel Piera, with the takedowns, is a little more well-rounded. That's why I'm picking Piera, right? Rafael Estevam and Philip Buns. Rafael at 500, 600? Nah, man. Like I said, I feel Rafael went through something with some surgery or something, so Philippe could win this fight, so I'll be careful. I like Rafael. I have him winning, but not at 500, though. Crazy odds. Austin Bashi with John Yanis. Short notice for John. I feel like Bashi can get John down, so alternate is not too bad, but I still be careful. Especially like we saw when the last time he fought. 700, 800. We see this all the time. And these guys drop the ball, so be careful. Andre and Klein, they got Andre as a favorite. It's interesting. This fight for me is an even fight, bro. I like Klein though. Klein's an underdog. We see a lot of dogs come in, and that's the thing. It's usually dogs that are hidden. It's not the favorites. The guys that are 700 and all these things are dropping the ball. I like Klein. But again, Andre could win, but I'm liking Klein. Kevin Voljos and Silva. Kevin at 400. Yeah, I like Kevin for this one. I feel Kevin has a heart, the mental, his toughness, his durability, well-roundedness. I feel Silva will crack under pressure. Right? Zaleski and Neil. Zaleski at 100, something 200. Yeah, I like Zaleski for this. I feel Neil Magny is like a foot out the door. No disrespect, just from what I see from his performance. I like Zaleski. Karol Rosa and Noro. Karol Rosa 200 and something. I disagree with that, man. Like I said, Karol Rosa can get taken down. She slow down and not do much. Noro will push her pace, but she will also gas up. So this fight is kind of an even fight for me still, right? It's a special woman fight. Elvis Brenner, Esteban Ribovics. Esteban Ribovics at 200 and something. I'm liking Ribovics, but I still be careful because Brenner is still a skill guy. But I like Ribovics though. Matthews, Rare Becky at 215 and something. Against Chris Duncan. I disagree with that, man. From what we've seen from Chris Duncan lately and his improvements being at ATT, I wouldn't have Rebecca at 215. I feel this fight is even. I like Duncan and his underdog, so it's great, but I feel it's an even fight because Chris can win, guys. Hong Sung Park against Tatsuro Taira. Taira at 300 and something. Park is skill, dude, but experience. So you have to go for Taira, man. I mean, Taira is also skill, well-rounded skill guy, But the experience is on Tahara's side. So 300 and something is not so bad, but still be careful, man. Odds in there, some fights are kind of high, and some fights just the prospect guys, coming in. You still gotta be aware of those prospect guys because sometimes they are not such of a prospect as you think, and they drop the ball. All right, guys. So that's it right there, guys. Remember to keep your head up, keep your chin tucked though, and don't let the haters get you down, and never give up on what you're working on. No matter what it is you're working on, always stay positive and confident, discipline with some consistency, and never give in, never give up, man. Because the moment that you give up and you quit doing it, that could be the moment that you could shine. And meaning shining is not like, you made it. It's not about that. It's more you versus you versus you, right? That's what it's mainly about. This is not about, oh, I made it, man, I'm rich. It's you versus you. You're just completing a project that you put your energy into. And, not saying that it's completed or you finished doing it, but you put the hard work in and then you reap the benefits. But it's still, it's not about just the money and anything like that. The money comes, money goes, money here, whatever. Money can be helpful at sometimes, but also is the love that you put in, the love that you're putting in, the love that you're putting in, and the love that you're putting out. And also showing love to others and have respect and discipline And also take care of your health also, because your health is more wealth than just having some paper money, dude. Believe me, because you can have all the money you want, and if you don't take care of your health, then you won't have no money. Or you can pretty much don't have no health and you can't make no money because you're sick. You see what I'm saying? So the health is a true wealth, guys. All right, check out Wayne Gitchy and check out the podcast. It's pretty good, man. All right, you guys keep on kicking. One love out to everybody, and